I would like to introduce what most of you may know from the Rally of the Republic. Adam Kokesh served as a sergeant on Marine Corps Civil Affairs team in Fallujah in 2004. Having experienced the brutality of combat for himself, he came home to speak out against our foreign policy. He's running for Congress to represent New Mexico's 3rd District on a platform of sound money, individual rights, and non-interventionism. But what really makes him a gun-toting, flag-waving, freedom-loving, right-wing extremist is his unwavering support of the United States Constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand up for Adam Kokesh?
America, I could tell you that we are turning a corner, but we're not. I could tell you that we are coming to a crossroads, but we're not. I could tell you that as a country, we are taking a good long look in the mirror, but that too would be little more than just another ignorant illusion intended to lull you back to sleep. We are driving off the edge of a cliff and our government is slamming down on the accelerator. I hope that someday your children and grandchildren will be blessed enough to be free enough to want to know, what did you do when your rights were being auctioned off to special interests? What did you do when your country was being sold out from underneath you? What did you do when your government became little more than a grand scheme to steal from the poor to give to the rich? I know I want to have a very good answer, and when I die, I will die knowing that I gave everything I had to create a freer, more peaceful world of abundance for my children. The most dangerous word in the world today is capitalism. The establishment hates this word because this word represents an idea. This idea means freedom, equality under the law, and prosperity for a society that respects and protects the rights of every human being, regardless of wealth, age, gender, color, race, or creed, and holds all forms of coercive force morally reprehensible. Yay! This idea is so dangerous to the established order of exploitation that it has been slandered. This idea has been violently resisted. This idea has been shot to hell and back, but as we know, ideas are bulletproof. Every attempt to indulge the impossible illusion of material equality has been met by a frustrating reality of mass exploitation and widespread poverty. This sacrifice of morality for materialism is a product of that same evil element of human nature that would have you trade liberty for security, with the inevitable resulting loss of both. They would have you believe that to be rich or greedy or evil is what it takes. But make no mistake, if you believe in the right to own yourself, if you believe in the right to own property, if you believe in the right to trade your property, if you believe in freedom as I do from the bottom of my heart, then you too are a capitalist. Economically, a free society is like a rough fabric tossed over rugged terrain. When the Fed was born, it pulled up a point of that fabric and created the gross, unnatural spike of wealth and power around it. Just below the bankers are the federal government and the financial system. And below them are the hosts of corrupt corporations that Thomas Jefferson predicted would result from any central bank. Down here, the rest of us have a mere illusion of freedom and a sick semblance of the rights to own and freely trade our own property. but we have been conditioned by government-run schools and an endless stream of propaganda to curse the illusion instead of fighting for real freedom. You want to be a threat to the establishment? You want to really stick it to the man? Speak the truth. And the truth is that what we have now is not capitalism. When you have a false authority that has a monopoly on the medium of exchange, that is not capitalism. When you have a small group of men that can print claims to wealth without creating anything of value, that is not capitalism. When you have a central bank that has the permission of the federal government to steal from every American with $1 in their pocket by inflation, that is not capitalism. Inflation is a tax, and the power to tax is the power to destroy, and the Federal Reserve is destroying America. There is nothing that gives the US dollar any value other than a shared illusion, wishful thinking, and a devastating lie. It is time we reject this system outright and conduct our lives accordingly. Tune in, turn on, cash out. And now, America is asking, like a curious child, "Mommy, where does money come from?" And as Henry Ford said, "It is well enough that people of the nation do not understand our banking and monetary system, for if they did, I believe there would be a revolution before tomorrow morning." Well, we are starting to understand, we are starting to revolt, and it may not be done by tomorrow morning, but make no mistake, there is another revolution happening in America. Every revolution has been a philosophical one first. Revolution is a phenomenon of hearts and minds. It is only the resistance to revolution by the establishment that has been a source of violence. John Adams said, "The revolution was effected before the war commenced." The revolution was in the minds and hearts of the people, a change in their religious sentiments, of their duties and obligations. This radical change in the principles, opinions, sentiments, and affections of the people was the real American Revolution. This revolution is a shift to a new paradigm. It is a shift away from government and towards community, a shift away from authority and towards freedom. It is a shift away from fear and towards love. The most dangerous people in the world today are those of you who think for yourselves. Every day, more and more Americans are starting to do just that. The worse things get, the more people start questioning the elaborate illusion painted for us by the propaganda, and therein lies the opportunity. It is time we make the freedom movement a threat to the establishment. If you don't have an opposition candidate to vote for, you are powerless in the face of a corrupt congressman. If you don't have a candidate who represents you, it's time to jump in the race yourself. If you're not running, find and support someone who is. If your threats remain idle, they will continue to ignore you. You don't do politics? That's okay. Politics will keep doing you.